present simple. So as I said, we have the past, we have the future. We are here right now in the present, in this moment, at this very moment. So if I want to give a positive sentence, that's also called an affirmative. And a positive sentence is something like saying, I live in Australia. You know, she lives in Australia. My friend lives in Brazil right now. I am a teacher. I work as a teacher. So that's just a positive affirmative sentence. So I have a subject to start my sentence. As you know, it's I, you, he, she, it, we, they. So you must know that. That's just very basic. But then you can say the subject is Maria, my mother. So you can start the sentence by being more clear who you're talking about. And then you have the action. Now, this is the only tense. That means the only grammar part that we put an S only for he, she, or it in, we add that S to the verb. So only for he, she, it. But if not, I, we, I, you, we, and they all have just the verb as it is. So that means that the verb can be study, speak, listen, write, read, whatever the action is, we don't change it. We don't add an ED. We don't add an ING. We just have the action as it is. But we do add an S only for he, she, and it. Now remember, it is not an object, not a living object. So it's, for example, you know, Colombia, it has so many people. Another non-living object is maybe, you know, my dog. My dog eats so much food. So this one. Sorry, it is a living object, a dog, but we usually say it for it. Okay, we can make a negative sentence. And to do that, this is where we use don't. Now, don't is only for I don't, you don't, we don't, they don't. And doesn't is the one for he, she, it. So you got to remember only he, she, it, you put an S to the verb. And if you want to make it a negative, you say doesn't and then the verb. So an example of a negative sentence in the present simple is something like, I don't speak Spanish. So speak is the verb. I haven't changed it. The verb is to speak. That's the infinitive. So I take that verb, speak, and I put a subject. I don't speak Spanish. That's true information right now. I don't speak Spanish. But 10 years ago, I did because I studied it. But now in my life, I don't speak Spanish. I don't take the bus to work. I don't see, maybe I don't go to the beach very often. I don't, you know, I don't go hiking very much. So it's just information like that. Information about me right now, you know, around this time in my life. Now we can ask questions. Now to do that, you have to say do, which we take from I, you, we, they, or does for he, she, it, and then you put the subject and then the action. So for example, I can ask someone, do you live in Colombia? Maybe I'm speaking to someone online. Or, you know, do you read a book every day? Do you study every day? Do you watch Star Wars? Do you know Maria? So that's a present question. I'm asking something now to someone in this moment. And they can answer, yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Or no, I don't. Now you don't need to repeat the whole action. Yes, I do know Maria. No, I don't know Maria. You just can say, yes, I do. No, I don't. And again, yes, you know, we can say, yeah, Or you could use one of the 6 W's. So that's what, when, where, why, which, or how. And then you put the do or does here, subject, and the action. So for example, do you like art? What do you do for work? Or what do you do for living? When do you see your family? Which movie do you like the most? Okay, so I'm not asking him about last night or in the future. Right now, which movie do you like the most? Why does he sit in the corner all the time? How do you take your coffee? That means, how do you like your coffee? Do you want sugar? Do you want milk? How do you like your coffee? How do they know each other? So maybe you are telling me about 2 people and I'm saying, oh, how do they know each other? What does she study? Or as I said about your husband, I said, what does he do now? You know, where is he? Is he working, studying? What does he do? So same thing, because I'm asking Eloise now in the moment, what does your husband do? Where does she work? What time does she get up? What time do you get up? What does she, when does she work? At what time? Where does she live? What does she do? Does he work in an office? Where does he travel to? What languages does he speak? I mean, you could see there's lots of questions that we can ask someone. We want to know something about now, this moment. So we could see in number 6, the first one says, I live or I don't live in the city center. So which one is true for you? So for me, it's I don't live in the city center. Okay, so that's using a negative. I don't live in the city center. So you have to pick it for yourself. For number 6, which one is true for you? Do you live in the city center or you don't live in the city center? Number 2, I have a car. So I'm going to pick I have. If you don't have a car, you make it a negative. Mine was affirmative, a positive. So I said, I have, and then I added an object, a car. I don't go to school because I finished. So you would tick, I go to school. By bus. Sorry, this was telling us by bus. So mine was, I don't go to work by bus. I eat in cafes at lunchtime, or I don't eat. Yeah, I sometimes eat. So I'm going to go with the positive. Yeah, I eat at cafes for lunch. I meet friends in the city center after work. Not all the time. So I might say I don't meet my friends in the city center after work. And I like shopping in the city center. I made a positive sentence. So for you, if it's I don't like, you pick I don't like. So number 7, we're making our own sentences. Australian people love coffee. Australian people don't like winter. So can you see how these are all facts? Peruvian people eat a lot of traditional food such as pollo a la brasa. True. Brazilian people like barbecues. Yeah, fact, true information. Right now, Brazilian people like barbecues. My family prefer to spend the holidays at the beach. Okay, so it's not talking about a particular time like yesterday or, you know, what happened in the future. It's just now in general. Every Christmas, Colombian people eat dinner together. So we can see the action. We haven't added an ed or ing. Colombian people work more than 8 hours a day. So Colombian people work very hard. In Colombia, some people spend their money on food more than other Latin American people. My family play sports every day. My friend likes to run because